Most of the time when my clients come in and they're totally stressed out, I ask them how well they're taking care of themselves. What are they doing for self-care? And many times they'll say things like a manicure, a pedicure, I go to the gym, things along that line. But it's important you understand that although self-care is a buzzword, it's much deeper than going to get a manicure or pedicure or going to work out, because self-care has 7 components. Some people call them pillars, some people call them stones, but the main thing that you understand is there's 7 areas that make up your self-care. And doing something in one of these areas most of the time, each week, is going to increase the likelihood that you are going to be mentally and physically well. You're going to have what we call a high well-being score. So let's delve into these. The first one is your mental health. What are you doing for your mental self-care? Writing in a journal for 2 weeks straight and then rereading what you wrote. And don't forget, journaling can be done throughout the day, a couple sentences. And then when you go back and read them, you start developing a deeper sense of awareness of who you are and what's important to you. Things like meditating, taking 10 to 15 minutes just to slow your breath, to go inside, to focus on your breathing. Things like yoga, engaging your brain in a new toy, or a new game or something like that. I'm thinking crossword puzzles or reading a mystery book and trying to figure out the ending. Things like just taking a break from your computer and getting away from it to let the brain reboot. There's also your emotional self-care. Your emotional self-care can involve things like writing down positive mantras, setting boundaries for your time and energy, and being able to say no to protect those boundaries, and asking others for help when you need it unashamedly. You should not be ashamed that you can't do everything, that you need others' help. That's a way to connect with others. That's what we're here for. What about your physical self-care? Many of us are better at this one because our physical is the first that'll sabotage us. So things like drinking more water, trying a new workout class, whether it's YouTube or in person, it makes a difference to start working out, getting the sleep you need. The time change is coming to some parts of the United States within the next week. It's important that you honor that and set your alarm for 15 minutes earlier so you can have that time to kind of get yourself physically ready for the day. Eating regular healthy meals, that's another really important physical self-care method. Spiritual is the one we oftentimes let go. But if you don't take care of your spiritual needs, you'll start feeling lost. You'll start feeling hopeless, despair. How can you enhance your spiritual self-care? Well, things like identifying your values and what adds meaning to your life. Connect to a higher power and take time to talk and pray with that higher power. Spending more time in nature. So many people I know find God when they're out in the woods. If that's what it takes, go do that at least once a week. Take that time to praise God, talk with God, and reunite with God. He never leaves you. You leave him. He is a steady force. He's always there. Make sure you take advantage of that. Your environmental self-care. What are you doing for your environment? Declutter your house. Get rid of junk. Organize your recycle waste bins so that you get that organization you need so you don't feel frantic or frenzied or messy. Take a walk in nature. Reenact some of the things that are important for you to be disciplined about. What are you wanting in life? What goals do you have? If your goal is to train for a 5K, that means you have to do at least a half hour of sets of exercises that are going to help you attain that goal. Put it on your calendar. Take care of it. Make yourself do these. The brain is stronger than the body. The body is weak and it's lazy and it needs the brain to control it. Next, your social self-care. What are you doing to connect with others, to get together with others, to spend time with others? Things like spending time alone with loved ones, calling friends and relatives, people you know from the past that you haven't seen in years, give them a call instead of a text. Join a support group or find a like-minded group that you want to be part of, a running club, a hiking club, a tennis team, whatever your thing is. Make sure you reach out for that support from other people. Recreational self-care. What are you doing to play? To really keep interested in your hobbies. Things like taking time to do a creative, fun class. Maybe you're into wreath making or knitting or fixing old cars. It's important you take time for that at least once a week. That nourishes yourself. It's your body, mind, spirit. It's important. Go on an adventure with your friends. Instead of the same old going out to dinner or going to drinks, do something out of the ordinary. Take a trip, go wine tasting or go bowling or go do something that's an adventure for all of you so you can reunite and giggle and have a good time again. And I think the most important thing is that you don't look at these as separate entities, because you're all this. Your self-care is all these things. So make sure you take the time each week to nourish them and be well.